are here with the rock star of Bay Street, Michael Wekerle. Michael, thank you so much for joining us at SmallCapPower.
Thank you very much. That's a kind of an impressive statement to come here. I got to live up to this now.
That's what they call you.
Why, thank you. So it's a great conference, lots of people. I think that one of the cool things about coming here is the interaction with all the people and the ability to see companies that are now going to be the next big thing of the years to come on, and I think that with what's going on in technology, I think we're really well positioned to really see some great changes in a whole bunch of different environments.
What are you excited about this year at Cantech? Any companies or sectors standing out for you?
Well, I think that you have to look at blockchain. There's lots of great people here. I just saw Anthony DeLorio here, and he started a company with a digital wallet called Jax, and it's really cool. He was pioneering the ATMs of Bitcoin, and you really see in the most recent run, it's going to be transformational in blockchain, not just in the currency side, but a whole bunch of different payment processing areas. My biggest investment is Mogo, and I think FinTech is a really cool thing, so I look for FinTech ideas because I do believe that the digital experience in everything you do, you look what Amazon did with Whole Foods, they're looking to make it easier, cheaper, faster, which is Intel's motto, and it's been very well for them. So I like that. I like to have the mobile device or the mobility kind of side to it. Content is very big with me right now, and I think artificial intelligence, as it comes out of Canada, we have some great edge in that area as well.
How is blockchain going to change our worlds as we know it?
Well, in my old business, where I used to be a stock trader, we had T+7, which was settlement, then it went to T+3, now we're T+2. It'll be instantaneous settlement, so anything you have a transaction, you're going to have ease of payment, ease of identifying through AML rules and all the different rules, so you make sure that you understand where the money is coming from, where it's going to go to, and you have the ability to have no default of payment. So you're going to make it more efficient, more accessible and quicker, and have traceability, which is very key for a lot of the transfer of capital. No longer the days of the ATM machine. It's going to be, your Apple Pay and, your Mogo card and your Mogo Pay, and there's going to be all these different technologies that are coming there to make life simpler, easier, so your wallet is now become digital. Your whole experience of your banking, your whole payment system, credit scores are very important. Identity theft is very important right now, as I now signed up to the new Mogo policy there with identity theft, because credit scores are the first thing that everyone looks at to see where you're going to do, whether it be for theft or whether it be for buying a car. So if for example, utilization rate, which people don't really look at, 50% is ideal, but never higher than 70. But most people max out their cards, and that actually is a negative. If you apply for a mortgage, even though you might turn it down at your own volition, that's a negative too. So understanding how the system works is an education process that everyone should be there, especially the youngest in the society.
So removing the middleman and democratizing the process of finances, that's going to be the biggest contribution of blockchain?
I think it just has an ease of path, and I think that, as it gets forward, the generation that has been more adapted to technology, and as it goes into that kind of millennial group, I think one of the key things is that, the brick and mortar business is going away, and I think one of the key things that you're going to see is blockchain coming in there to make it efficient, both from a chain of logistics. So if you want to know if you have a product going from Toronto to South Africa, you'll know where it is at what time, where it's going, what your fees are, and it's almost instantaneous. The delivery system might take time, but the processing of that is instantaneous. So you have the ability, versus putting up powers and paying taxes or getting rebates or this, the other thing, you'll have that all now, transferability. It'll be very transparent. So I really think that in the next 2 to 5 years, there's going to be something very interesting, and a lot of companies who are thinking now from a standpoint of how do I have edge, that's where you want to have edge.
So banking is one. What else is going to get disrupted by next generation technology?
I think banking is going to be the big one, but I also think anything that involves logistics, anything that involves, you go to the airport and you look at, how we actually process our customs forms. That's going to change. You're going to be able to go there and get right through there. And the ability for you not to sit with an agent, you're going to have almost like a Nexus card, but built in. So I think there's a lot of efficiency that can be driven out of that marketplace. And it's key. It might affect jobs, but that job will be transferred into other areas, data centers, areas where you're going to have big data, and understanding how that big data works, where you collect data to get preferences and identify where the next opportunity is. And even though people say, I don't want to give my information away, it's really about how do you make yourself accessible for what you want to have, where you want to get the access, and how you can save money doing it.
Where does Canada stand on the global stage when it comes to innovation and technology?
No, we're high from an education point of view, but because of our population base, we're relatively low. And I think that, from a standpoint of disbursement of capital, as I just talked about, we're low. But I think we're like number 5. As Toronto is right now, but I think we have a long way to go, and I'd like to see the fact that the one thing we have here is a policy of multicultural immigration, and that is great. I think that's going to be the biggest thing that we have in our advantage, and I really, like to see that growing, and I think there's some really smart people all over the world, and having that open door policy to get talent that's going to come here and build Canada. My parents were immigrants, so, I'm living proof. Well, I hope I am.
We know that you're very passionate about encouraging young tech talent.
Yes.
Who are you going to be grooming this year?
You know what? I'm chairman of 3 different boards, and I'll be spending a lot more time in Waterloo and working with the University of Waterloo as it relates to the incubator that I'm going to work on blockchain in one of our data center buildings. Moguls are our key tenant. We have Ford USA with our automotive driving division, and I just think that things are changing so fast. It'll be very cool to see what's going on there. So I think, kind of locate beside a university, spend some time, go to the hospitals that have great research centers like St. Michael's, and I just met with Dr. Arthur Slutsky, and what an incredible program he has, and they're in association with Li Kai-shing's group and the Ryerson University. So there's really, if you just kind of spend some time looking around, all this information is accessible. Do your homework and you'll make money. Thank you very much.